everybody. My name is Shibili Suhanah. I'm a therapist and a mental health and happiness manager at the company Selflove. So today we will be having an interview with Miss Rida Tharana, an Instagram influencer. You all might know her. She is amazing. She talks mainly about women empowerment and about women in general and the issues that women go through. And obviously she's a weeb, so she talks a lot about anime and clothing and fashion and lifestyle. So if you are looking for somebody related to all of those things, then she is definitely the person to go to. But today we have her on Independence Day to talk about the status of women in our country. Are our women really free? How do women in social media feel about our country? What is going on? And about how it is like for social media influencers like her to have mental health issues in a country like this, in a app like Instagram. So let's welcome her. Let's welcome Miss Rida Tharana to our little interview on Independence Day. So hello, Rida Tharana. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and welcome to this little interview by Shop Talk. We are so glad to have you here today on Independence Day. Happy Independence Day, by the way.
Thank you so much for having me, Suhanah. Thank you so much, Shop Dog, for having me. And happy Independence Day. I like the way you've colored, matched everything with your outfit. So I'll be the white, but you're being the green and orange. So I think we're doing a right job.
We're doing a perfect job indeed. Being the ladies repping the tricolored flag.
All right. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
With you?
I'm doing good, Rida. I'm doing really good. And I'm so glad to see you after such a long time. It's really amazing to see you. So yeah, I really wanted to ask you a few things. It's Independence Day and we are women. So when we, celebrate Independence Day, what is Independence Day exactly? Independence Day represents freedom, right? Freedom of the country. But honestly, do you think in the past few months, or forget it, in the past few years even, do women actually feel free in this country?
Oh my God. I think there was this beautiful reel I saw from a page called Wabi Sabi Society. I remember she was holding a strainer and she held it in the water and she said, I will believe and agree to the fact that women are safe when this particular utensil fills up. That's exactly how I feel. And that's exactly how I can retain. No matter what, the water keeps streaming and the water keeps going. And the whole fact that people were concerned about the water and not about how women still feel unsafe was taken out of the context. So yeah, I don't feel safe. I'm sorry.
You don't feel safe in the country. And that is the case of almost every woman in the country as well. Yes. None of us feel safe. So how do you feel when people tell us that, oh, women need to be protected, women need to be empowered? That is in the 90s. Now women are empowered.
Yes, I get so many comments saying that, what kind of a content are you making? We live in a progressive world anyway. This happens a long time ago. And I'm like, can you please go ahead and check the comments? Can you see the number of people relating to it? When I make this content and post it out there, the one thing in my head is expecting people comment down that, oh my God, I'm glad that this doesn't happen to me or anything. And wherein 90% of the comments say, I relate to this. I relate to this. So being a middle-class woman, again, I cater to middle-class women. People don't understand that when these people place an opinion, they come from this privilege aspect of it, not being aware of the fact that they did not experience a lot of it, and they just go straight on your face saying that, hey, I don't care about your experience, I don't care about your situation. So the whole what about it? What about this, what about that, while we are concentrating on a certain situation or a certain aspect of certain things, and they come up with what about that and this into picture, completely diverting the mind to the
why
topic.
Are you not talking about this?
Yes.
Why are you not talking about that?
Exactly.
Like some issues are more important than the other issues. So you should.
Yes. So I've seen women disagreeing to certain parts and saying, hey, they don't disagree that this is not happening. They say that I'm glad my family is not of this sort, or I'm glad that my environment didn't have this, which kind of makes me happy that, okay, maybe certain areas in certain positions we are getting better at it and we're growing. But the amount of people who relate to the content is also crazy. So you just can't come and tell me that, what, that happened in the 90s. No, it happens in the 20s as well.
Yes, definitely. So are there people who get triggered and angry because you make such content like this in today's age, and they're just like, what is the need for talking about all of these things? You're ruining our girls. You're making them too independent and too confident. Girls shouldn't be so confident.
The worst part is about getting hate from your own community. The whole fact that the men from my own community are triggered to an extent that they feel that I'm changing the women of my community to be able to stand up and speak for themselves. And the whole fact that, let's take an example of the Lucknow case, the way they were desperate to wait for one thing so they could attack me, because they pretty much knew that whatever I was speaking was right. And, there was some other way that they could come. Like that's when I realized that mediocre men really use the coping mechanism of diminishing strong women or bullying them to just boost their egos. And now I just don't even care. I'm like, you know what, do whatever the hell you want to. You are going to sing on the flutes, I'm going to beat the drums. I won't stop. So all the best.
It's true. It's when we really can't become something that we want to be, that we feel like using it as an insult on another person.
Yes. It's so prominent. And literally for a week or so, I was feeling low and on that range. And I was like, you know what, I don't care anymore. I'm ready.
Rida, I'm just making a guess, but has this happened to you where when you speak in English and people go like, why is she speaking in English? English So that whole thing of saying that, oh, why is she talking in English? Doesn't she know any other language? Have you had that?
There was this one comment yesterday from someone named some Menon, okay? He commented saying something about me, like, you're that, you're this, and I told something about it, like, why are you watching something? And he told something, I was like, Malayali alle. Negativity down, and he was triggered on a whole different level. He's like, you're something, that's why you're. I was like, whatever it is, but I restricted his account until then, and I was like, bro, I know where to get the nerve. Don't come at me. Yes, it was it did happen in the beginning while I was growing, but now people who follow me know for a fact that the reason I use a common language is because I have audience from very different regions, Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi. I even have people from abroad. Like I have around 2% of UK and 1.5% of US. So I can't just think about every other languages and go along with that. So now
the reason why I brought that up is because this is the very common insult that you get in school. But it's not even an insult. How is that an insult? Exactly. It's just because they're so insecure about the fact that they can't do it, that they project it on. The same thing happens when you grow up.
Another reel I saw, Suhanah, where this one person was like, he comes and corrects my grammar while he's a monolingual and I am like trilingual. And I'm like, bro, that's so true. But that's actually true to the fact that I don't even understand the fact that why people abuse or, a whole factor of bullying people for using a certain language. I'm sorry, I'm just much more comfortable in English and I get to place my points and speak my mind in this language. Now, I can't cater according to your needs. I also need to see my comfort and see what is it that I can go forward with. So I think they know for a fact that if they come at me, it won't go nice. So yeah, it's nice.
I have felt like you're someone who has inspired a lot of girls to actually understand that they can be free and actually, hold on to their abilities and their potential and actually fly free. Okay, because I felt like that is exactly who you are. But it's a threat to so many people that I've seen messages coming at you saying, oh, you're the reason why my girlfriend broke up with me. My wife left me. How do you feel about that?
So I used to call myself a content creator, right? Because I thought that I make content and I do not want to be in a part of the influencing thing, because the whole cliche about, oh, you're an influencer and stuff like that, even though it doesn't make sense or whatever it is for that matter. But while I started receiving messages from girls and women, from doctors and literally feminists, from people outside here and there, people who are learning about feminism, or just lower middle class girls, or in nature, literally other people who are feeling low, because again, I make content for neutral, it's not only about one specific gender. And when I realized that, oh my God, I'm actually influencing people, there are messages which go like, I was about to say no today, I was about to fight today, I was about to say no to a wedding I was forced to today. I remember this girl spoke to me saying that, Rida, I've been forced, this man is really an asshole, he literally has told that I'm not going to let her work, I do not want to, but I don't know what to do, my parents are forcing me to do that and this, and I don't know why did I reply. I usually don't, because again, it's not my responsibility, but I don't know why did I feel that. And I just texted her and I said, what do you want to do? I said, I don't want to do it. So what are you going to do about it? She said, I'm going to fight. Then go for it. And then 2 days later, she said, I called off the wedding. My parents are disappointed, but you know what? I'm happy. And that's when I realized that, okay, so I'm influencing. So it's not just the content I'm making, but I'm influencing via the content I make. And for now, I think I've had around 20 to 25 breakups on my name and around 5 divorces on my name. And the reason I don't feel bad is because the men that come at me come with this literally toxic nature. I don't even feel bad. They come up like my wife, who thought that, has wings now. She felt that she was bound in a cultural whatever it is. And because of you, she is now getting a divorce from me. And girls coming to me telling that my boyfriend asked me to block you because they think that you're changing my mind. And boys coming and telling me that because of you, I broke up, she broke up with me. I hate you and that, this. And I'm like, okay. So definitely there's something happening. The girls are being much aware of what they want in their life and how they cannot just settle for anything less. So that's how I can say, but I don't feel bad at all, because if a third person can ruin your relationship, then I don't think that even mattered. It's simple as that.
Strong to begin with.
Yes.
Oh, let me just tell you how proud I feel right now of you, of the work that you're doing. It is amazing. You're saving lives. So you don't really have to feel bad for anything at all. You're definitely saving lives. And see, as a therapist, I'm actually working as a mental health and happiness manager at ShopDoc. So as a therapist, I get to see these cases every single day, right? Of people in toxic relationships and unhealthy relationships, both sides, of course. But it's not something that I can do something about beforehand, right? So only if they choose to come for therapy can I help them. Right. Yes. And we say that therapists always have to be involved in social advocacy, in talking, in making a difference in a structural level. So there's only so much that we can do. Even we are trying our best. So we need people like you also
to talk about.
Yes, to speak up about systemic oppression, about structural problems, about all of these things, to inspire confidence and courage and bravery and bring them forward. And my God, girl, you've been doing crazy good. So proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. I was feeling extremely low for a week or so. There was a lot of bullying that came my way. There was a lot of troll that came my way and everything. And for a minute or so, I started comparing myself. I never did that. I knew solution to everything. And I was just feeling that, hey, why are you doing this to yourself? You never did that to yourself. What is it that's putting you in a position where you're comparing about things, or comparing your growth, or comparing your content? You never did that. You were happy if you hit 1 million. You were happy if it was just at 2 lakhs. You just did not bother. But it was pressuring me so much since last 2 days that I had to take a small detox from the social media. And I was just trying to figure out what's happening with me, or why is this pressure? I have a completely hectic month going on as well. It's work, and I don't know what was going on. And that's when I realized that, okay, you know what? It's literally taking a toll on me right now. I'm going through the hate and the troll has been so much that I'm now comparing myself, thinking that I deserve it or something of that sort. And later I started blocking people. I said, you know what? I don't care. If anything that's coming my way, which is negative, I'm not going to sit and think of, oh, it's engagement, or I'm going to restrict the account. No, you don't want it. You thought of being mean or rude to me. I'm going to block you right away. Let's just start with that. So as of now, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling better. I won't say that I'm in a really nice position. And at the same time, I've been receiving DMs from some of the people who are feeling low as well. And I'm not able to open their messages because for a fact, I know I can't go through it. For a fact, I know I won't be helpful at all. So yeah,
it's one of the downsides, right? Like nobody asks you before venting, and that's not okay. Everybody should know which space, what kind of a mental space you are in to even listen. You can't just listen to someone else when you are.
So I started telling that. I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm not in the right mental space. I wish I could help, but I can definitely go ahead and share the links with you, which can be helpful. There are certain therapies that you can just get for 500 or so. If you think you can get a session for 2 to 3 of them, just let them know that this is all I can afford, and if they can help you with that, definitely. But trust me, I'm not in a position that I can go ahead and even listen to you. So I've been a little vocal on that with people and trying to stay away from DMs and messages and stuff as such. But then at the same time, the love is also crazy. So it's crazy, It just yesterday, I remember getting a lot of gifts like from here and there, collaboration, barter, whatever that is. But it was as though like the universe was trying to tell me that, hey, Rida, you can't be sad. You can't stop here. And one person after the other, the gifts are coming in. It's all so nice and happy. And I was like, all right. So I think I should just get up and go.
Yeah, so that's also one of the aspects that I want to talk to you about regarding mental health. So when you are someone who's out there, your face is everywhere, there's a lot of people who knows you. Of course, there's a particular number to the people who are following you, but the number of people who know you are way more than that. The ego is crazy for those people to even try to follow you because Rida Tharana, no, but obviously they know you. right? So the kind of attention that comes on you, the kind of overwhelming, even with respect to love or with respect to hate, whatever it is, when it's overwhelming, it can take a toll on you, right?
Yes. Yes.
So when mentally, like right now, you said, for the past 1 week, it's been a little too much for you. What kind of detoxing or what kind of de-stressing techniques do you usually use?
So with mental health, I realized that, okay, I go through this or something while I was back when I was 18 itself. But then I also realized that when I have work or I'm busy with certain things, I don't really concentrate on something. But again, it's a lot of stress that's coming my way because I try to put a lot of pressure on that just because I want to deviate myself from the emotions and stuff like that. Definitely, social media is a place which is overwhelming at a point. Either you are tired because of the hate comments, or you're tired because of something that's happening, or you're just sitting and comparing yourself with other creators. That happens. If you're a creator, you're comparing yourself with the creator. If you're somebody who's just out there, you are stalking your ex, or you're somebody you don't like. It's just a common human thing that you have. And I never did that, to be frank. I never ever did that. And I don't know why did I do this week or so. So my agenda was like pretty simple. Whenever I'm feeling low or something, I text you, or I have people that I text to. I'm just like, what, I should open up. Even Huda, my sister, is somebody I speak to. I firmly believe in speaking to someone, and I take break. Now, when I say this, I'm vocal about my emotions. I tell them that, hey, I'm not in a mood to speak right now. I need a break, because with this, I can be rude and arrogant. I get angry very fast. I let them know prior that, this is how I'm feeling, and I do not want to engage in any conversation because I do not want to end up hurting you. So give me space. So I take myself, I give myself space, and then comes the pampering stage of me where I'm detoxing from the phone. I take myself out, I'm giving myself ice creams and taking myself out on a date. And one thing that I'm sorry, but for me, clothes are therapy. So just getting dressed and being pretty, and I'm just like, I don't know how does that happen. I'm sad like a minute, and then I'm just like, God, I should just be paid to exist. Like, what, this is too much. I cannot. So it just happens. And that's when I realized that, it just takes a little of myself and my time to know where I want and what I want to be. It has been helpful as of now. And even now, definitely the days have been a little too longer, from being 2 days of things, managing myself or understanding my emotions. This time it has been a week of me figuring out things, or because either I'm busy with work, or either I'm just not knowing what's coming my way or what's happening. So yeah, but at the same time, I've thought of therapy a lot of times, and thinking that, what, I need to get. I firmly believe that everyone needs to get therapy, no matter what. Yes, and at the times I'm just like, what, I just need a small session of a therapy where I'm not coming for a solution, but where I'm just able to speak to someone, where it's just an open, because people really think that when you say you need to get therapy, it's like an insult. I don't know why do they even take it that way.
It's still a stigma, right? But
exactly.
As a practicing therapist for a while now, something that I've seen is every single person who comes into my therapy session and leaves is just so glad and happy that they did it. It's just like you're getting the validation that you've never gotten ever, and something that we needed always, and that's the space of therapy. Therapy is not a space that completely changes you or as a person, or something that, blames you or makes you extremely nervous. Hell no. Therapy is a space where you feel like two friends sitting with each other, talking, maybe bitching, maybe gossiping, maybe not. Maybe you're just having fun, or maybe you're just figuring out things, things that you've never spoken about for a very long time, things that need to be addressed, things that are bothering you, things that your friends and family will never understand. Yeah, because obviously therapists are trained to do that. So it is something that people should consider. I mean, I'm sure that your fans are going to watch this, and there are obviously people who are going through a lot of things. So, they come to you as well. So I would just like to address them and say this as well, that, see, if there are things that's bothering you, your family or your friends, please do consider talking to them and persuading them to get help. They don't have to necessarily get therapy or medicines in itself. Yeah,
I've used your highlight of the sugar cube to keep sending it to people, letting them know these are affordable therapies. So you can just definitely go ahead and try. But I firmly believe that. And another aspect of it is, as I'm someone who's figured out, I know what I want, or I know what I need to do things. And there are at times when it's just the emotions that I can't name. And when that comes is what makes me angry. I'm like, okay, I'm someone who's figured out, how is this happening? But yeah, as of now, all I know is I've been easy on myself. There's no way I'm questioning or putting myself at stake and going like, what, Rida, you need to come up with solutions right away, or things don't work for you. So yeah.
No, it's not important. You can let yourself, there's nothing called you need solutions for every single problem, every single second. It's impossible. You're a human being. feel, Rida. If you're sad, be sad.
Yeah.
Wallow in your sadness, play sad songs and dance.
Yeah, that's what I keep doing. I'm like, you know what? Don't call me until I call you because I do not want to be raging on you. But then, yes, I think on that notice, I am a little better and feel happy on those areas for sure.
Heal on your terms. Whatever works best for you, honey. For our queen, Rida Tharana, whatever works your way. That's it. Because see, this is important. This is important for both of us to talk about, because there's a lot of girls, there's a lot of young girls and young women who look up to you, who look up to me, thinking, okay, so these are the kind of women that we want to learn from, right? So when we set examples, when we set, when we talk about certain things, they're learning.
Yes.
They're really learning, especially from you. So many girls are learning.
When this reminds me, there was this one girl who said that I love your page because you're honest. Because I remember when I'm not in a mood, I put up a story telling that, hey, I'm not feeling okay. Maybe it's because of my periods, or I'm having those hormonal changes, or whatever that is. Or I go like, okay, I'm having a breakout today, or I'm just going like, this is how I look, or whatever that is for a fact. And they go like, it's easy because we relate to you. Yeah. You talk about periods, you talk about the clothes you want to wear, you talk about certain things that usually other people don't speak about, and it kind of feels like home. It kind of feels like, okay, there are other normal people like us who are going through the same thing as well. So I think that's what makes it much better to know that, okay, these people are connecting and they definitely are looking up.
Yes, see, the reason why most people cannot relate with many influencers is because it seems like another world, right?
I kind of feel like they're privileged as well, where they come from is extremely different from where we are.
Yes, exactly. One thing is privilege. Second thing is when social media gives you that kind of visibility, you can afford that life. So when you can afford that life, you refuse to show reality or things that you have gone through in your past, or things that are bad days for you to your audience, because you don't want them to know that you're going through a shitty time ever.
This is funny because I remember people think that I'm rich and I have everything sorted out. And exactly, I like the expression you gave, figured out. And when I say that I need
because I've seen where you live, I've seen what you do, I've seen how you ration your food.
Exactly, I need to go cook, or I need to go get my ration. So I know that around 2,500 is what goes to my ration, and this needs to be figured out for the entire month. And these people really think that, okay, I'm like, guys, I just know how to dress up and act rich. I'm broke though. But then at the same time, I try to keep it as honest as possible to just let them know that, hey, you can be happy with whatever you have. It's not like you possibly need to show that. Either you don't have to take advantage of, hey, I come from an extremely poor life and this is how I have to know. I've earned myself to this. I remember wearing clothes that my cousins gave to me from being able to wear the clothes that I am wearing. I'm happy for it. So I don't want to relate to that and say, this is the lifestyle I am living right now. I'm definitely trying to make it much better. But at the same time, I do not want to forget my roots or where I come from. So it's a kind of like a mixture and a blend that comes my way. But it's nice to know that, okay, there are a lot of people who relate to the same thing as well.
Definitely, because you're very honest, you're very raw about things, you're very honest about how you are, where you are, how you reached where you reached, and how other people can also be where you are. And you teach them your skills. These things are extremely important. I see how you talk about, one thing that I have been extremely proud of you for. I know you since a very long time. Before your social media fame, I have known you. So I know you, right? So I've known your life, what has happened to you, how you've reached where you are. I've been with you through that journey. So when I'm speaking about this, trust me, I know you guys. I have seen the kind of humps that she has gone through, the kind of heights she has climbed, the things that she has done. It's crazy. It's crazy how aspiring, ambitious, and career driven and kind of beautiful a person can be. And that is Rida, because you would think that if someone went through the things that she did, they would give up. Trust me, I know people who have been through things that she has and has just stopped, just given up because they can't anymore. But Rida is not that person. So since I started talking to her long time ago, 2-3 years ago, something that I've learned about her is how she got out of home before she was 18. She got out of her own home before she was 18. She came to a new city when nobody knows her. She took a loan. She covered her entire freaking education. She lived by herself. She paid back all her loans. She even contributed to her sister's education. That woman is the woman you guys, you idiots, some of you are fighting against. I do not understand how these people think that they can even try to fight against you.
Exactly
How
my
can they
point.
try
Like,
to
it's
hate on you?
going to hurt. Forget what I hate. Some people really think that they're gonna come at me and hurt me. I'm like, bro, I'm like the oldest daughter from a Muslim Asian household. If you think that that didn't shatter me and this will, shoo away.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I think. Do you even know who she is? Do you even know what she has done? The audacity you have to write stupid sentences under her post. I'm like, "Ugh, if she wants to, she can just stamp on you, but she's not. That is her kindness and gratitude. So just please."
Oh God. But then thank you so much for saying that, Suhanah. I know that, to be frank, I have this personality, I can say. I'm both chirpy and I'm an introvert, to be frank. Trust me, I'm an introvert.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm an ambivert. I choose to speak and I have a very small circle. I choose my people. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the way I came or way I grew up. I'm a little on to who should I trust and who should I shouldn't and stuff like that. But there's definitely this happy, kiddish side of me where I'm just loose, I'm just not very, because I know how much I've put myself as well as the ambition, with ambition or with work or whatever that is. So when I'm not with that, I'm just this happy person. I'm just running around. I'm messy on a whole different level, and I just love it. I can stay. My sister walks in. I'm like, I can't believe this is a pig. She literally is in that place, and I think that's something that I could relate to. But yes, Suhanah has seen me in like literally every stage or whatsoever. Give me a minute. So sorry. Whatsoever. And she's like, oh, okay. So you don't really expect the real version and the real also. I'm a different person on both the side. I know I have a professional side and I have a side wherein I'm quirky. But the best part is I get to be Rida everywhere. I choose what is this that I want and how it goes. And I'm glad that you were a part of everything that came my way.
I'm so glad I got to be a part of your life as well, because it's been a great journey to
I
see you grow.
remember this last September, I think it's just we're about to reach, was when we were writing an intention setting. You guys have to join our intention setting, you guys. And that's when I was, as I told you, I'm a figured out person. I was writing it down, I was manifesting it. I was telling that this is what has to come to me. This is what will happen to me and this is how it will go. And luckily it did, and it came, and I was just like, okay, wow, this is crazy. and I remember someone asking, do you know what you remember writing? Do you have to go see that? I'm like, no, I remember what I wrote, and exactly I know what I wanted. And that's what I jotted down on the paper, saying that, hey, you know what, universe, enough playing games. Now give this to me.
And oh my God, exactly I'm so proud of you. And everybody who wrote, who attended the intention setting workshop and wrote things down, for everyone, some or the other stuff has come true. That's and it's been so great, so major. I think a few of them, one of them got a TED Talk.
Wow.
Did a TED Talk, and I was like, man, that's rad, because they wrote it down. I want to have a TED Talk before this many months, and it actually happened to them. Some people wanted to move out of the country, they moved out of the country. It's crazy, And even with you, I think you were manifesting a particular number of followers by the end of December, and it crossed that.
Yes.
It went way beyond, because at that stage, I think in September, you were not even close to any of that. You were just starting off.
I was 3K. No, I was always 3K. I was 3K for 1 year. I was around 2.5 for 2 years.
I remember.
And around 1,000 for like a year or so.
So it's not even been 1 year now.
Yeah.
It's not even been 1 year since your growth.
So November 20th is when we're about to hit the whole cycle of starting to grow.
Yeah. I remember that's when I moved in with you also, around the same time. So.
Yes. It was so crazy.
Yeah. So many things happening at the same time. But since I've seen you grow, I know that you deserve every single bit of the appreciation and the love that you're getting. Girl, you deserve every single one of it. And to all the hate.
Oh yeah, one thing I do agree is I don't question myself on that. I don't say that, you know what, I don't think you deserve it or you got it lucky. Or nobody, even when I have gotten comments like that, why is she? I'm like, no, I'm not going to take this shit. I know how much I worked for, how much I've spent my nights and days on this. So there's no way I'm going to let a random person walk in and say, I don't think you deserve it. And I wholeheartedly had my arms open, like, you know what? Come to me, baby. I'm ready to hug you tight. I deserve it, every bit of it.
Definitely. And this kind of self-love and the self-worth, right, is something that I think every single girl in India should learn how to get it for themselves. See, all of us are conditioned in one way or the other since our childhood to not love ourselves, to think that, we're dark, we're not pretty, we're not good enough, we're fat, we're thin. Every single day of our lives, we are brought up like one day we have to get married and only for that we live. But girls, learn from Rida Tharana and change your life.
The whole self-love thing is when I realized, remember when you walked in and you were telling me about your story of how your self-love journey started, and I was just like, oh my God, I was 17, not 17, I think I was around 16ish, 17ish when all of the things started going haywire. And I was just like, how did I do this to myself? Because I never read books. I didn't have the time to read books. I never had time to go through videos. I never had time to go through motivational quotes or anything, because either I'm in this college or I'm running errands. I was just thinking, how did this come to me? How did I tell myself that, what, Rida, you're not going to get validation from anybody else. It's going to get it from you. I don't know how did I get the attitude, but all I know is as I kept growing, I was just like, oh, it just kept building in me. And the whole concept or whole aspect of it is when I realized that, oh my God, I'm happy and figured out. And I, for a fact, know that I love myself the way I am, from my brown skin to the way I am, to the skinny, or the language I speak, or whatever that is. And I saw my sisters falling in love with themselves. And that's when I realized that, oh my, just having one person who's there's a difference between narcissism and self-obsession and stuff like that. I won't deny. I do make fun of myself. I'm like, I'm the queen and stuff like that. But it's with people you're close with, because that's another side of you. But at the same time, I've also seen people, being themselves and being happy. This just makes a shift in other people's life. They just want to be like that. They just try to figure out things like that. And I've seen that happening specifically with my sisters, because that was my agenda. I want them to be content with themselves. So when I see Huda, like I remember her going through an interview and putting her point straight up, badass. She's like, this is why I deserve this. This is why you should take me. And I was like, exactly my point. So like, if I were there, I'd be like, guys, it's Rida Tharana. You guys literally scared me to have you. But whatever that is, I've seen her, because specifically Huda is someone I've seen in a low position where she thought that, because people kept telling her, they've seen me rebelling even since young. They were like, it's Rida. They thought that I'll run away or I'll be the disgrace to my family, whatever that is. Keeping that aside, that's how they labeled me. And they labeled Huda as the pious woman, the woman who'd get married early, the woman who would listen to people according to them, the whole thing. And now when she's rebelling again, she's standing up for herself, she's knowing what she wants, people just don't understand what's happening. And the whole concept of financial independence also, Suhanah, I just realized that your self-love journey also depends on financial independence. I kind of feel somehow, because I kind of feel like this is why you don't let women work. Because they'll
realize that they can live on their own.
It's like, oh my God, it's like, I've been running through my voice. You see that recently? I was like, they never wanted us to earn. It's like, oh my God, this is why they never wanted us to earn. And that's when I realized that financial independence definitely played a very key role, because I started earning when I was 17, and taking control over things definitely changed a lot of things for me. But again, I'm not saying that just because I did, you need to do it to take advantage of whatever's coming your way as much as possible. But also remember that get your financial independence, man. If things go wrong, for a fact, you have yourself.
So truth is, we're never really free in a country like ours. We're never really free, but there are certain things that we can control. Yes. We can control our lives. We can control our education, how we want to live our lives, whom we want to get married to, whom we do not want to get married to, whom we don't want to, if we don't want to get married at all, ever, and if we want to work, if we want to have a family, if we want to move out, these are things we can control. Yes. Things are going to be hard.
Start taking control of it. Please stop thinking that that's not something you have a control over. This is your life, for God's sake. I'm so done of people telling that you're a woman, you're being selfish, motherhood is the whole thing for you. Some people just do not want to be mothers. Some people want 5 kids. Some people just want to be alone. Some people want to be
can't be mothers also.
Exactly. For God's sake, stop telling people what to do and what not to do. And the whole conditioning that they have, that, I don't understand. I read this beautiful, beautiful tweet yesterday, so I wanted to send it to you, where it said that it's scary that, we've given a timetable. From 20 to 22, you need to find a job. From 22 to 23 to 25, you need to find a partner. From 25 to 26, you need to convince him into proposing you. From 26 to 27, you need to marry. When you reach 30, you need to have a baby. Like, who made this timetable? who just came up with this procedure and said that, you know what, this is how you need to live a life, or this is what it is. And I was just like, this is so crazy.
Yeah.
And to however the world is moving right now, and as many global warming cases I'm seeing, I do not want to get another life on this planet.
I totally understand your feelings. It's valid. It's very valid. It's really scary to even think about bringing another human being into, you know, a shitty world like this. But you and me, people like us, we are trying our level best to bring certain changes into what is happening right now, into the way the world is thinking, into bringing girls and women, you know, to think better for themselves and to take control of their lives, into making men more kind and compassionate and empathetic, which I think we are definitely succeeding in. Many more men are coming up and speaking up about things. Man, it's getting better and better. Yes, of course, there is a lot of shit happening, but at the other side, you know, I would like to believe that
a lot too.
Yeah, I would really like to believe that we are making a change.
I so want to. There's no way. I think that's one thing. It keeps me wanting to keep making content, or wanting to keep going for it. And that's the reason I'm like, you know what, they will definitely be the wrong side to things, but the fact is we also have the right side. You can make things right, and you can go for it, is what makes it a better place, you know. To more people coming out and loving themselves, to more people being a little figured out about things they like, to more people saying no and yes to things that they want, and to more people just wanting to live the life they want to. That's all.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that on this happy day of Independence Day. Cheers to that. Cheers to more people saying no. Cheers to people living the life that they want to live.
Oh my God, this is such a nice conversation.
Thank you so much for today, Rida. I know you've been really, really, you know, busy, and the past week has been crazy for you, and a lot of things have been happening. But thank you so much for taking your time out and giving this to me from the side of me and from the side of ShopDoc. I would really, really like to thank you for this time that you've given us.
My girl just became a psychologist, and she also takes therapy sessions, and you guys have to definitely check her out. I like the way she tells, you know what, Rida, my sessions are just so nice, and I like to tell that you guys need to go to my friend, because I'm pretty sure you guys can afford her. But apart from that, thank you so much for being there, Suhanah. I've learned a lot from you, from being to be, you know, able to laugh or connect to a lot more people, or just being there and making oats. I think it's beautiful.
I'll make you more oats and pancakes the next time. I
started making oats. So my breakfast is usually oats now, because again, I'm very busy to cook something else.
Oh, I'm proud of you. Great job. So avocado shakes and oats now?
Yes, the avocado is done because the season's over. So it's basically apple shake and oats with mango toppings on top of it.
Yeah, girl. I taught you well. So that was Rida Tharana with us. Thank you so much, Rida, for your time and your energy. Thank you so much for spending so much time with us on this day and talking to us about all of these things. We had such a great time. Thank you from the entire team of ShopDoc. And all of you, if you've seen this video till now, please do share and subscribe to our channel. Also, comment below what you think. Did you like the interview? What do you think about it? What do you think about certain things that Rida talked about? Do let us know. We're waiting for your feedbacks. Also, don't forget to check out the ShopDoc app. In ShopDoc, you will be able to book appointments with any kinds of doctors or clinics or hospitals. Any doctor you want, a cardiologist, a urologist, a neurologist, everybody is available on ShopDoc, including mental health professionals. So please don't forget to check out ShopDoc. You can also avail around 25% discounts on medical procedures and bills if you're doing it via ShopDoc. So please do check it out. It's available on Play Store as well as on Apple. So see you then. See you next time in the next video, maybe the next interview. Can't wait to see you. Also, please drop a comment below and share and subscribe to our channel. Bye-bye.